There we go. All right. That should do it. There we go. All right. That should do it. All right. Is that clear? Does it sound clear? All right. That should do it. All right. Is that clear? Does it sound clear? There we go. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing myself twice. Clear. There we go. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing myself twice. Uh-oh, how am I echoing? Balls, what's going on? Balls, what's going on? Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Balls, what's going on? Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Brian, how you doing? Why is it picking me up twice? Hold on. Why is it picking me up twice? Hold on. Okay, I muted the YouTube page. Let me know if I'm echoing now, Brian. Or anyone in the chat, for that matter. Sound good now? Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but it seems that it's like the audio picks up from the stream and YouTube because they're both off of desktops. Cool. Well, yeah, so here I am back for more Castlevania. And to start the new year now. Doing good. January off to a bad start. Is it on your end, buddy, or are you just talking about like movies and whatnot? Balls. 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 I'm very curious. Does this actually block that? Oh, it does block that. That's neat. On your end? Oh, I'm sorry to hear, buddy. Now, what? No. Oh, that's right. I can walk through shit now. Power of Spite. Well. Well, I hope whatever it is you're going through, I hope it goes better for you. Is everything else going a little, at least somewhat better for you? Like, otherwise? Oh, for the love of... Where is that? No... Ah, there we go. Voluminatio. There we go. Whoop. Actually, I want to test this. Okay. Okay. I do like the effect. The effect is nice. Cool. And it just turns on and off. That's fantastic. Oh, balls and... Oh, for the love of... I had enough. All my attempts at manifesting a ripple in the universe to cause Castlevania Season 2 to be cancelled have failed. Oh. That's okay. I understand your pain. You gotta deal with this shit, too. I'm actually, so I finished, I finished episode 4, like, just before the stream. Gotta say, holy crap, I really wasn't sure they were gonna make something that was genuinely worse than the first season, but they actually managed to pull it off. I am 4 episodes in, and I want to rip my fucking hair out. I am, like, genuinely amazed by how bad this series has turned out. Whoop. What do you think of the series so far, if you've seen it? Okay. Got a bunch of demons that way. Yeah, this looks promising. Oh, it's a meat hall. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. Alright, what's this? Increase the rate of physical regeneration. Hanged Man Ring. Alright. Recover from jumps quickly. Okay, well, let's... What are the stats again? Alright, I'm not seeing what that is. I'm sure I'll find it out later. Let's see. Well, I had my driver's exam during my test week. Third attempt, by the way. Second attempt got screwed over by some people. Failed at the third attempt, too. Aw, I'm sorry, buddy. I have seen clips so far. I would have... I have seen clips so far, I would have had 3 boxes checked on my bingo. Gotcha. Well, so far, I've got a few. I've got a few checked. Oh man, this Illuminatio is kind of rough on these things. For the love of... Please. There we fucking go. Good lord. Yeah, so, what did you have on your bingo card? Because there's a couple things that I got right so far. I'm not happy about it, but I got right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's good. There we go. Oh. Oh, that's right. That thing deals, like, nothing. I'm playing a very, very dangerous game right now. Oh, boy. All of the fucking danger. Ah, balls. I should have just... I can't believe that fucking thing happened. You know, I need to just stop using the damn magic. The fucking magic is just so slow. There we go. I'm waiting for the Army Hearty site to have all the episodes so I can binge watch it. I don't blame you. Make sure those Netflix numbers aren't very high. Oh, it's somewhat unfinished. I just needed to add... Oh, just needed to add 10 more possibilities of what could happen, but I couldn't finish because I had to study for test week. Gotcha. What exactly deals damage to you? Was it this, or was it... Oh, there it is. Whoops! I should have just used the damn shield. She has so many... She's got so many... tricks up her sleeve. I just gotta remember, like, all the different things you can use. Drolta returns for BS reasons. Oh, yeah, no, that happens, what was it, episode 2? Yeah, it's like end of episode 1 or beginning of episode 2, whichever it was. I'm not surprised that she was brought back. I probably should have considered her return to be much more likely than not, given, you know, given how they've been with the rest of the the rest of the characters and whatnot. It's really just stupid. I hate that they've gone the route that they have. Whoop. BS is in they show her revival in a convenient way. Yeah, like, there's a lot of shit that just kind of happens to happen in this season so far, and that's to me what's most frustrating, because the Drolta should not have come back in general, right? Like, she should just be dead. But now there's this odd sort of, like, of course they're doing the same, like, the same sort of questions of, like, you know, let's try to like help and like uplift evil and whatnot, you know. We have to give in to evil and evil ways, and that will help us to win in the end, kind of thing, right? Like, that's a lot of what they're doing here. And then they come up with this interesting idea about what is like, can evil, or not, can demons love, can evil love, etc., etc. Like, that's basically what they're playing around with in this series for some fucking reason, and I just don't understand why. Because it doesn't make sense to ask the question within the universe itself, given we know that vampires can love, right? Hey Juan, how you doing, buddy? What? Gee, forget that thing's always there. There we go. I keep forgetting I gotta do that other thing with the ability. Late? No, not really. Juan, you're good, buddy. Two, Annette gets power up. Richter motivates her. The writers force the relationship in an annoying way. The relationship between Richter and Annette is... I assume we're talking about Nocturne Season 2? Yes, we are. The relationship between Richter and Annette is weirdly forced. And on top of all, so I'm doing this multitasking thing again, which is really stupid of me. Richter and Annette, their relationship is really odd because it feels like a shonen relationship, like a shonen anime. That's what it feels like. There's a moment where the characters they have this really, like, tonally, it's hard to explain, I suppose. I'm trying to, like, figure out how to say it right. It's oddly lighthearted. The animation doesn't fit. And it has the same energy as one of those shonen relationships where characters are, like, in an awkward pose. Like, Richter is walking, and they're just walking the whole time. Richter is, like, bent over, sad and droopy. Like, his shoulders are forward and hanging down. His head's cocked to the side. He's looking down. And he's just like, oh, man, I can't believe this happened. Like, that's the kind of, like, persona he's giving off in this moment. And the whole time, Annette's just cracking jokes. And, like, tonally, I'm just confused by this because it's such a stark difference compared to what we've seen in the previous season. And it's not just that it's inconsistent for that reason. But their relationship is so forced in this one because we have to skip straight to, oh, they're going to be together, right? Oh, come on. Okay. Can they reach me? They cannot. That's good. Oh, come on. What? There we go. I'm not liking... If the relationship between Annette and Richter was not as forced as it is, I probably wouldn't have as much of an issue with the tonal shift on it. But it's... Oh, neat. But that's not how they started the relationship, or you know, this, like, friendship of theirs. And now it's just very off-putting. Because it's so drastically different. Because obviously she wasn't happy, like, at all with what Richter has been doing up to this point. Until that one moment where she's like, oh, I cared a little too much for you, kind of nonsense. What the hell is this? Attack with the right head of Cerberus, Guardian of Hell. Interesting. Okay. Richter suddenly can't live without the girl he met, like, a week ago? Yes. The connection that him and Annette have is just really, I don't know, like, it's not combative like it was before, which is a good thing, right? But the tone shift is so radical, it doesn't feel like this is Annette. It doesn't feel consistent with what they... Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, they have gold. Oh, maybe I should farm these guys, but I need to farm them from a safer... Come on, Shanoa. Cast it, please. Thank you, sweetheart. Dextro Custos. Oh, boy. I need to not fuck around. I need to leave. Oh, boy. I assume that Cerberus thing is going to be, like, really powerful if there's, like, 3 pieces to it. But the original show was similar in a way. Trevor and Sypha barely spent any time together, but they need to be a couple because that's how it is in the games. Well, the relationship between those two, you at least have a distance between seasons 2 and 3. Because in... Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, Dextro Custos. Okay, which... Oh, fuck! I could just... What does that do? Fuck! This thing is so powerful! Good lord. Whoop! Woohoo! Forgot you were here. Oh, it's useless! I was so wrong! Alright. I just need to get used to the timing on the Cerberus head. Where was I? Oh, that's right, Trevor and Sypha. So Trevor and Sypha, like, the relationship between the two, say goodbye to any other weapon, you'll probably just use the dog heads from now on. Really. Well, hold on, 89, real quick. I do want to test something. I want to test the damage on... Okay, I do think the damage for the Cerberus is pretty good, but I think it fails in DPS compared to the sword. The one thing I would want to see is I do think the axe really helps out a lot. Oh boy. Oh, crepes. Neat. Please stop. Please die. Thank you. I do like the Cerberus. I do think the axe is useful. I will probably bounce between both. Okay, so Trevor and Sypha, in their relationship, worked out really well. Or at least you could... It got by because the relationship had the time between seasons 2 and 3. At the very least, that's what you can definitely say is the case for that one. Oh boy. Because there's at least a time differential that is somewhat explained. Or at least we can forgive that a little bit between Sypha and Trevor. Yes, it does kind of seem to like happen, but it is implied that everything occurs between the two seasons. Because remember, by the point of season 3, Sypha is now like fully engrossed in everything that's going on. She doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like she's the speaker that she is at that time anymore. Whereas in in seasons 1 and 2, she's very reserved, and she blossoms over time, right? She becomes more of an active combatant. Season 3, she's no longer like, oh no, the ways of evil, right? Like, this is kind of a weak point, like, of the series. Like, it loses its horror over time, because she's now just killing shit willy-nilly, and all of the monsters are just treated like they're fucking useless, right? But it does also help to show, like, the time difference between seasons 2 and 3, which is where the character, it gives enough reason for the relationship to make sense at the time. With what's happening here with Richter and Annette is so quick, there's no reason to believe that it's organic at all. In fact, the scene that I was talking about where they're walking around through the woods when they're on their way to go and meet up with Alucard, that scene, the animation didn't even work, because the animation, you can tell that the style was imitated in the same way that they did for, like, Dragon Ball Z, for example. But they obviously did something different. And what I think they did is, because I mentioned this before, I'm pretty sure that this series was going to have different, they were going to try and fill out different things, because they had to make alterations between the release of this series and the last series. I think what they did with this one is they added in a couple things because they had to, in order to try and correct for a lot of the mistakes they made before. There's a bunch of things that have happened in this series so far. Again, I'm only 4 episodes in, that I'm pretty fucking sure I'm pretty sure the writers may have actually, like, heard out what people had to say. I could be wrong, but I believe that to be the case, considering they've got so many, there's a lot of changes here. And they're all in such stark contrast to what we've seen before. So, something happened. I don't know what it was. I am speculating here. I have no idea if they actually did hear or see what anybody had to say, but it definitely feels like someone changed something for a reason, because there's a lot of major changes. Like Annette goes through the same sort of she went through the same, like, Amber from Invincible sort of change. She is a completely different character in this one. She's nowhere near as abrasive. She's nowhere near as confrontational. She just exists. She's helpful. She's supportive. It's a total tone shift, and this is why I think that this is exactly what they ended up doing. What am I doing? There we go. Shonen is what I thought of it too, or at least faux shonen for the literally anime crowd. Yeah, I gotcha. But that's it's that energy. It's the characters are oddly, they are energetic in different ways, and it feels like shonen anime to me. Like, that's what it felt like. And that's why I bring up the example, because like the changes between season 1 and 2, or parts 1 and 2, because it's not a second season, it's a part. The change is so fucking different that, like, it feels like a different series almost. Oh, it's not a, damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's a chest. Okay. Silverware, okay. My guess... my guess why light magic works on the Tin Man is that it's been imbued with life. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Also, the spell is, like, dark magic, so I think, I don't know, like, it is what it is. It's just a weakness it has. I really wish the audio would stop cutting out. Hey, Black Queen, how you doing? Happy New Year to everybody. How's everybody? Well, in general, Happy New Year, of course. How are you doing, Black Queen? The hitbox on this, the hitbox on that wolf head is nuts. Oh, fucking... Damn gargoyle. Forgot that was even an enemy. And yes, I am intent on leaving, since I have the ability to walk through walls. I wanted to go back and try to, like, collect shit that I missed. Only 4 episodes in. Good thing I didn't say something, some of the things I was going to say about the later stuff that happened in the season. I do know about some of the details that happen later on. I'm also not... I don't really care for spoilers, so, like, whatever you want to talk about, Juan, be my guest. Wait, almost forgot. Urzabat and Sekhmet, BS Vampire Egyptian Goddess Power Explanation. Yeah, so... There's a serious problem I have here with what they're doing with Drolta, and I know about what's gonna happen with Drolta and Urzabat. And what really drives me up a fucking wall here is that we're getting, like, Drolta is being turned into this, like, super almighty powerful hero, like, almost hero character that just kind of, like, pops up out of nowhere. And for some reason, we're supposed to accept this. Like, they're working towards an awful lot with Drolta, and Drolta does not deserve any of this. Which is really funny. A buddy of mine, he was messaging in the Discord back and forth for the group, and he's like, if you know, you know, and he's, we got 2 Black Queens, and it's so much fun. And then he finished up the last 2 episodes, and he's like, nah, fuck this shit. So I'm like, well, that didn't last long. Good. Happy New Year. How was your New Year and Christmas? Mine is great. It's been a long time. Oh, that's good. My New Year and Christmas were good. was very quiet, thankfully. I didn't have a whole lot of headache. I say a whole lot because I had to catch up on a couple things. That's just a little frustrating on my end. I spent a day trying to like clean up and organize shit, and I had two windows of File Explorer open. I had one on the left, one on the right, and I was like moving and transferring files, and I had gotten into such a rhythm of things that, and this is like the big headache that really bugged me. I was bouncing back and forth trying to fix things and like solve other shit, and lo and fucking behold, I was trying to transfer a file that contains a bunch of shit for one thing, for one project, and another, the other file, which was the main file for Albeleo, right, which has the YouTube, the artwork and the animations and everything else, like the sound effects, the music, everything that you guys see normally in the videos. Because I forgot I hadn't made a backup. And I was like, okay, no problem. I'll just like shift things around and clean everything up. Well, oh, cool, I got it. In transferring things, I done goofed. Because I ended up deleting the entire file. So I lost all of the sprites, I lost all of the animations, the sound effects, the music, I lost everything. And I've spent a fair amount of Christmas and the beginning here of New Year recollecting everything. So that's what I did, because I'm an idiot. I was trying to did you look in the recycling bin? Well, see, I would, and did, but there's a slight problem with that. You see, the recycling bin really only has enough room for X amount of space, and if a file is too big, then you can't use it, right? You can't do that. And otherwise it'll just straight up delete it, right? Well, I needed space. So when I tried to free up some space, because DaVinci Resolve had an update. So what I was trying to clear room to, make the update. And in my haste, I was like, oh look, 70 gigabytes of information is in this one file. How about I delete this in my autopilot mode and get the space I need for the update? Yep, nope, toasted, gone. There was nothing that could be saved. So that was basically the start of my Christmas break, and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, so that's just kind of how that one went. Also, yes, Alexander, Fogblades, how are you guys doing? I did see that you popped up. I didn't, I should have stopped and said hello, but I didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, because what I thankfully had, and thank God she had it. My the queen, she had a copy of the review background for Photoshop that has everything, all of the files, all of the backgrounds, because we didn't I had not taken the time, because I don't know if anyone else like makes content here, but one of the big things that everybody like always says is like, oh, you gotta have you gotta plan out your videos like a month or a week or a year out. You gotta make sure that everything is scheduled. I don't do that. I don't do that because I do not have the time. I'm in the trades. I work. Like, I have to take care of my car. I have to take care of, because it's a bit of a rust bucket, unfortunately. My brother and I are renovating an apartment. Oh, I walked right past it. My brother and I are renovating an apartment. Work picked back up. I've been, sanding all day. Like I'm busy. I don't have time to like plan everything out. So I had, so trying to like get everything together and schedule anything does not exist in my world. Not in my little neck of the woods. So I haven't even had the time to like back anything up, right? Now, of course, everything is being backed up now, so I'm not too worried. Like, I have everything, so I'm good to go on that, right? It's just, like, it is what it is, right? Like, it is what it is. Who cares? I can, go through and I can replace the things that I lost, and thankfully, my lady had, she had the main file for all the backgrounds and everything, so I didn't actually lose all that much. I just lost time, realistically. So it's fine. I'm not too worried. It's just, that was the headache that started my that was the headache that started my New Year and my Christmas, basically. I just set myself back like a week worth of progress, and I'm like, fuck. Let me catch up on a couple things since that took a little bit. Oh, I did think that only taking this season's interpretation of Juste minus 2 scenes and ignoring season 1, he came off as the best Belmont from the Netflix series. Not that it's much, but still. I do appreciate what they have done with Juste, but again, everything that I mentioned before, it is all such a stark contrast that you would be hard pressed to convince me that no one at Netflix happened to look up or find any sort of reviews about what other people were thinking online, because the changes that have been made are so like what I mentioned earlier about Annette, right? She went through the whole Amber bell curve, right? She started off kind of okay, you want to see where she goes, and then she became just an insufferable mongoloid. And now here we are back at like, she's a good person again, and you kind of want her around kind of thing. It's really weird. But they also have not gone out of their way to try and like explain away a lot of the nonsense that's going on with her, because now she's getting, it's like she's powering up, as it were, because now she's talking to the spirits man, and for some reason there's like this 3-headed devil that she's hanging around with, who's guiding her spiritually, and it's like they're still trying to make her more powerful, while also they're trying to make her more powerful while also making her kinder. It's like they're trying to do, like, again, they're trying to do the big, the cautionary backpedaling that they did for Annette, but they're also, Amber, but they're also trying to continue what I'm pretty sure they had initially set up. Accessory, then Tom. Oh, I gotta talk to her. They're still trying to power her up while also making, backpedaling on her as character. It's really weird how they've set everything up. Yes, Happy New Year, Alexander. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Fog Blades, of course. As I mentioned, I did notice both of you guys were here. I just, got caught up. Oh yeah, I'm holding out hope for Just, but we'll see, because I don't necessarily trust that he's going to. Well, I still think he's gonna die at some point. We'll see. But I have no idea how it's all gonna go. I wonder if you might be right about the changes, since he definitely felt improved over how he was in Season 1. Oh, yeah. No, Annette is not the only character they have completely reversed course on, right? Just is just out of nowhere, he's hopeful now, when the entire time he was like, oh no, I'm just, decrepit and useless, basically. And honestly, I'm not liking Alucard, because Alucard is weirdly aggressive towards Richter when Richter in the canon, Richter is boastful, right? He's kind of a pompous jackass for that reason. He's boastful, but he's also the heir of the Belmont clan, right? He's like the most powerful hunter there is in the world at that time. The Belmonts have not failed up to that point. There is no reason for him to not be boastful. That's who his character should be. So Nocturne, and I have been making notes too of things that I overlooked and did not do like I should have for the first season. And this is one of them. Richter's pompous, boastfulness was not capitalized on at the time. And it's frustrating because now they're pretending he's boastful. But he's not. He hasn't been. The entire time that he has been in this season, the entire time... oh, this ribbon is useless. Oh, it's for luck. Okay, I see. It's a farming item. But the entire time that they've had him on screen, he's been mocked as a coward. Oh no shit. Invincible? They gave us a Dark Souls role. Are you kidding? Oh, that might actually break a lot of the shit that goes on in the game. I need to play around and test this. If that's actually true, then Moonwalkers might actually have just, broke much of the difficulty of the game. Oh, neat. But yeah, so, Richter is now considered to be, boastful instead of cowardly, like he's been for a while. So, it's just a really rough season of hypocrisy so far, and I'm only halfway through it, and I've got... It takes me almost an hour to get through every one of these episodes, because I'm just writing down note after note after note, just finding problem after problem after problem. It's just like, no, please. Oh, okay. I need to go there. I think I know which one that was. I think that's Ecclesia. Yeah, I think that's Ecclesia, and that's the castle. Oh, I'm only a fifth of the way through? There's so much more. That's neat. Let's go to Ecclesia first. Let's see. Catch up on a couple more things. I meant as in the Tin Man has been reanimated with darkness, making dark magic attacks ineffective and light magic super effective. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Maria Renard kills her father with dark magic. Spoilers. Yeah, this is one of the biggest problems I have with Season 4. part 2, damn it. This is one of the biggest issues I have with part 2 so far, is that Maria is just a straight-up villain now. She's just a monster. So, Maria is supposed to be, for anybody who does not know, Maria is supposed to be of the Renard clan. She is a distant cousin to Richter, and she is supposed to be able to summon familiars that are based off of an amount of emotion and strength. Things that she can reflect as she ages, as she gets, older, she gets wiser, etc., etc. Now, she doesn't summon familiars willy-nilly. They're just creatures that exist in another dimension. And now, they change based on her temper. She just gets pissed off, and now she can summon, evil versions of her shit. The cat is no longer some white tiger. Now it's this just monstrous black tiger cat thing. The birds are not white doves, and they're not white doves anymore like they're supposed to be. Now they're just straight up dark phoenix almost. And then she summons a fucking Hound of Baskerville out of nowhere. She just summons this gigantic wolf, which is only there to be controlled and then fuck off and do nothing. I don't know why they even introduced it in the first place. And at the end, it's halfway through, what was it, episode 4? I just watched it. I don't know. It all blends together because it's such shit. But they get through, episode 3 or 4. No, it's 4. It's 4. And she summons a dragon. She summons a black dragon. And the black dragon torches her, not her, torches her father, Emmanuel, the abbot, and melts the cross of the church. So it destroys the church. The church isn't razed to the ground like I thought it would, but it is damaged severely. So I fucking called that one a mile away. I knew that shit was gonna happen. But yeah, she's super evil emo Maria now for some for stupid reasons. She has lost her mind, and I don't like it. She's just a straight up villain now. She's just evil. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. But this is what we're doing. Maria is a monster. Oh, and that's not even talking about Terra. My goodness, what they did to Terra. So Terra, and Terra's a vampire too, and oh, I hit Lizard Man. Melio Arcus. Oh, I killed him in time. Good lord, this... Oh, wait. Oh, damn it, come on. Damn, come on. Oh! Okay, I have to get the timing down. The window is really short, so it's not total immunity. I do appreciate that it might not be. That's fine. Oh, white drops. That's neat. Yeah. So yeah, Maria is just hellbent evil now. Terra is weird for some reason. She's not motherly like she should be. It's a very odd situation they've got going on, and I don't appreciate what's happening here. Too many characters have changed so quickly that if the whole of Nocturne was supposed to be a 3-part series, right? Like part 1, part 2, part 3, the characters now are where they should be after a part 2. Like, this should be part 3 character development, but they're mixing everything together because I guarantee they're trying to rush to a conclusion, because I don't believe Netflix, based on what I'm seeing, is actually intent on trying to continue Nocturne. I don't see that happening. Not from what I've gathered so far, but again, I'll probably finish the series tonight and make my conclusion later, because right now it just does not seem to be the case. Also, have you found out why the show feels way different than what it's supposed to be? Why it feels more than a dark fantasy historical fiction rather than a Castlevania story? Oh, I haven't quite yet, Brian, but I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of what I covered beforehand. It's woke nonsense. There's no intent on trying to actually please fans. There's no attempt to improve the quality of the writing. There's no attempt to improve the quality of the characters. There's such a laundry list of things that I do not see that becoming a thing. So I think it is just they tried to do their nonsense with making everything woke. They left it at that, and they have not and will not try to do anything else to change it. I don't see them doing that. And I think that's why it's going to remain the way they're doing this, like, dark, sort of stupid fantasy, non-historically accurate kind of story. I just don't see anything else being a good enough reason for it. Fogblades, you got to watching season, of Cockburn, yeah. Excited to see the review sometime soon. Yeah, stay tuned, people. It's gonna be a big one. Also enjoyed your breakdowns for Rings of Power, despite me knowing diddly dick about Lord of the Rings. Well, thank you. That's something else I have to get back to, is I know I never finished the last 2 episodes, and the last 2 episodes of season 2 are awful. Like, it already wasn't Lord of the Rings, but what Rings of Power ended up doing is so demonstrably stupid that it actually made Rings of Power worse. Also, do you think the plot for Velma could have worked with better writers, or if it was a different series? See, it's a good question, Alexander. I have always stood by and will, even now, I think that any of these ideas could absolutely work, regardless of the quality of regardless of the writing that we get. Any and all of these stories can absolutely work, given you have good writers. Because remember, too, like, Joker was looked down upon. Nobody thought that the Joker was going to work. And then Joker worked. Right? And it's frustrating that people try to say that, it can't, right? Because of how certain details go and things of that nature. It's like, no. Anything can work if enough time and care is put into it, what was it? Kevin Costner, I think it was Kevin Costner. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Costner who said that he had a friend that wanted him to work. It wanted him to work in one of his one of the scripts he was writing for a movie. But Kevin Costner told him, like, your script sucks. Go back and fix it, right? And he kept going back and telling, he kept going back and writing it. And every time he told Costner, hey, I finished the script, here it is, Costner would tell him, no, it's still bad. And then, after, I don't remember how many attempts it took, like 12 or 13 attempts or something like that. After he finished that last one, he approached Costner and said, I have finished the script, here you go. And Costner said it was one of the best scripts he's ever read. Well, it turns out that script was Dances with Wolves. So, I stand by the belief that anything can absolutely work with enough time and passion behind it and the quality of the writer, of course. I don't think that you can just brush something off and say, no, it's not going to, because it's just a concept, right? Like I mentioned before, the example I gave about making a Castlevania, a story that exists in Castlevania, but starting it off in... oh, tasty meat, hot shit. That's awesome. I didn't think I would find that. But yeah, like the, oh, nice. But that's what the friend made, and if you put the time and effort into things, you can absolutely make something work. There's no reason it couldn't. The idea of a Castlevania, vampires are capitalizing on the slave trade kind of story could absolutely work. Just like it could also absolutely bomb if you let the wrong people work on that story. Is Dances with Wolves good? Yes, Dances with Wolves is a fantastic movie. Yes. It's one of those like classic Western sort of movies. But yeah, no, like all of these can work. It just requires actual effort, actual heart, and also skill. Because if you're just not a good, writer, I mean, you can get better, but you need to put time. You need to put time into it, Damn, you drive the Rust Bucket? Do you happen to have a grandchild with an alien? An alien watch too? No, I don't. Also, I don't know how. Also, I don't know how Ben 10 lost to Green Lantern. Castlevania Nocturne Season 2 is going to make Black and Net to be with Richter, despite Annette trash-talking the Belmont's family. This is Amber all over again. Agreed, absolutely. That's exactly what's been, and that's also just what's been happening for a while, which is really dumb. But this is again why I mentioned that, like, the transformation between, or the transition from, like, from part 1 to part 2 is so... It's not 90 degrees, it's a complete 180. But they're still trying to, like, move forward, which makes no damn sense. Nothing is consistent here. Oh boy, hey, I knew I missed somebody. I'm sorry, buddy. How you doing? There were some references to the games, such as Richter's original outfit and Just's magic, ice magic. Still, they weren't enough for me to like the show. Well, at least this season was better, I guess. I am only 4 episodes in, and I would actually say that the season is worse. There's a couple things that they have to, again, like, Annette has, like, lightened her, pulled that tampon out of her ass finally, but it doesn't change the fact that she's, still, like, I'm the super powerful, almighty guru of this show, and everyone must bow down to me kind of character. Oh, I need to get back to town. I forgot to buy a bunch of items and whatnot. But that's okay. I'll do that after I farm the gold ore, I think. I do like how often Empty Tomb plays, or Tome plays. There was actually, I don't remember, who was I watching? There was a review I found a while ago about somebody playing, they were reviewing Symphony of the Night. I bring this up because, like, how often Empty Tome plays. This guy made a complaint about how the final toccata of Symphony of the Night plays all the time in the second castle. And I thought that's just ridiculous. Like, like all of the different themes that play throughout the series, you know, they play constantly, nonstop, wherever you go. So I don't know, like, it just, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a bit more relaxed about certain things, like, I appreciate the music playing. There it is. Laura, we meet again. Everyone's happy to see Laura. Everybody. I think the long wait maybe not pay as much attention to how well Season 2 continued Season 1. If this was the worst Castlevania on Netflix was... Oh, if this was the worst that Castlevania on Netflix was like, it'd probably be a good show. I was hoping the Moonwalkers would make Shinoa run backwards. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. You can't... Moonwalkers have never actually made you moonwalk in this series. I'm just glad Netflix hasn't been touching Mega Man. I would hope they don't touch him either. I did hear that show on Amazon, I don't even remember what it was called. The video game series. It had Mega Man, it had Warhammer. I heard that was really good. And I heard that Mega Man was, like, one of the best episodes, but unfortunately is way too short, and, oh boy. It was apparently it was, like, way too short. Oh, I should have cast that so early. Here we go. But, yeah. Yeah, apparently it's very good. I have to see it at some point, too. It's just another thing. It's another one of those things that I just added to that list of, like, I gotta get shit done, but I need the time to do it. I did notice in that Richter never really got portrayed as being right as well, aside from maybe when he told Just to go to Maria. Yeah, no, he's constantly mocked at all times, and even in this series, he's treated badly. Like when Alucard told him, like, you're an idiot and you didn't think when you were being boastful. And it's like, hold on, like, Richter hasn't been showing off. Like, it's all really stupid. Maria Renard looked like the possession by demon than original Maria Renard. Yeah, the animation style that they went for in that moment, it was those really thick, swirling lines. I can't remember what I've seen recently that had that animation in particular. It was a very specific example, and it's going to drive me nuts until I figure it out. But I've seen what they were emulating before. I went that way? No, I need to go that way. I didn't go this way? Whoop! Oh, I knew it was in this damn hallway. There we go. I keep forgetting I gotta activate that damn spell. Oh, son of a gun. Alright, what's in here? Forsaken Cloister. Oh, they shred the cave trolls! Oh, oh no, not the Nova Skeleton. Everything about that situation went so south so quickly. Oh god, that hits so... Cast it again, I dare you. Quit being a slut. Oh. Okay, cool. I have that glyph. I want to try this glyph now. I have a Kamehameha. Concentrate magic energy into a destructive beam. Okay. Oh, I bet this is gonna be fun. I don't like this. There are magic energies coursing through this room. Gateway into hell. Okay. Why am I... In my panic, I flipped around. Alright, cool. Well, I'm glad I have this. I will see how this goes. Okay, it doesn't hit as hard, but the DPS is really interesting, so... Alright. Alright. I definitely need to try out that Nova on different, enemies. I also need to, at some point, farm out those Tin Men and get the hell out of here, because I cannot keep going at the rate that I am right now. Okay, let me catch up on a bunch of things while I got a chance. Maria look possessed. Yes. Okay. Maria's edgy emo girl now. How gothic that character's grown. That's character growth, all right. Yeah, exactly. She's really pissed off and hates her dad. You know, the best kind of. I hate that they basically gave Maria the OnlyFans route of character development. She hates her dad, and she'll do anything and everything to spite him. Richter will get some badass moments in the 7th episode. Oh god, I hope so. I hope so, because right now he's just kind of doing the same things he did before. I do think that the choreography has improved a bit as well. I do think that has gotten better. So, compared to the last season, and honestly even the first series, I think that this is definitely better so far. Can't really write a character like OG Maria, someone that can see past how complicated the world is to tell good from bad. Yeah, I would agree. They're not going to make anything, they're not going to make things simple, because they don't want to make things simple. That's just That's just how it is. Maria Renard, too young revolutionary to too young psycho. Not like this! Got it. Oh boy, that just locks down enemies. The range on this ability is nuts. And the fact that I can roll out of it is kind of crazy too. Like this Nova ability, like you can't. I can't like guide it. That's okay. How does it work on? This thing annihilates. Oh, was that the direction? Was that where I was supposed to go? No, but I do need to go the other way, which is actually fine. I should go this way. I'll save. That way I'm healed. I'll be saved, I'll heal, they'll go down, I'll farm the, gold ore from those enemies. Because now I have the tasty meat, I've leveled up, I have this beast of a magic spell. Which, honestly, I hadn't even considered, like, to be in this game. But I'm glad that I have it. It's not quite as hard. It has lower damage, but it has higher DPS, which I appreciate. Oh, wait, no, this is what I want to do. Oh, fuck yeah. This thing shreds those tin men, that's nice. I appreciate the, like, fire burn effect that you see off of this. It's fun. It's a good ability. I appreciate it. I gotta try it a little bit more. The problem is you can't... the cast on it is rough, because you can't quite jump. Oh, shreds these guys, too. Cool. Cool. There we go. There we go. Okay. I could probably farm them here. Let's catch up on a couple things, because I'm going really slow on these, and I'm sorry. There won't be a Season 3? I hope not. I hope not. This is one of those things that I genuinely hope fails here and now. I hope they do not continue this. Not really a spoiler, but Robespierre is portrayed a lot more heroically than a man like him should be. This is a man so extreme, his own side had to execute them. Oh, one of the revolutionaries. Gotcha. And the Joker 2, yeah. Joker 2 didn't work because there wasn't a lot of effort behind it. I mean, that's just the fact. Could have worked. But there was no real heart, there was no real discipline. That's unfortunately what happened. Hey, Shadow, how you doing, buddy? Oh, they also drop silver ore. No kidding. I'm glad there's not like a distance loss on damage either. BS writing. Yeah, that's unfortunately what happened to Green Lantern. I think the one good thing about Velma is that it popularized the brain swap, brain removal fetish. Well, considering brain rot is such a constant thing in Hollywood nowadays, it makes sense. I hate that it keeps choosing not to charge me. Or it keeps choosing to charge me when it shouldn't be. Please drop the gold already. And I know I didn't get around to reviewing it just yet, and I really should, just to complete it, because I don't like leaving things incomplete, but I'm very glad that Velma dies at the end of that fucking series. Spoiler alert for anybody who gives a shit about anything that has to do with Velma. But she bites it at the end, and I'm so glad that that's where the series has officially, like, canceled itself and ended on, is she's actually dead. Oh, I missed the werecat glyph? Damn it. Oh well. Nothing that can't be farmed out later, I suppose. Taking Death Battle seriously is like using Guinness as a gauge of the human limit for the Olympics. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that Death Battle has gotten right over the years, but there are certain things where they have absolutely gotten it wrong. I also really appreciate, just for my own, like, personal pleasure, I like watching all the people get uppity and pissy and moany about Goku losing to Superman. Listen, I love Superman and Goku as much as the next guy, but, like, the ballpark between those two is so radically vast that Goku could never make up that difference in power. The only reason I somewhat liked the second season is the fights, which were very anime, by the way. Sorry I couldn't join the previous streams, midterms, finals, and life itself attacked me. That's okay, buddy. I'm just glad that you got through your own shit. I'm just a streamer, like, you know, I just do stuff on YouTube. I'm not, like, exactly important or anything. Like, if you have other things to do, man, don't worry about it. It would be, it wouldn't happen to be some call me Johnny or something like that. I believe that was a complaint in this video. Johnny. Heavy-set Mexican fella? Juan, is that who I'm thinking of? He does... Yeah, Call Me Johnny, or, something like that, because he starts the videos off with, like, his avatar, and then a versus pops up between him and the game. Is that who you're thinking about, Juan? Because I might have seen it. That might be who I'm thinking of then. Drop the ore already. Wait, I'm not wasting my time here doing this, am I gotta see if that has the mermaid. Iron ore. Oh, he drops something. I gotta check that out. Silk thread. My axe. Fulgor. Air. Oh, the Jersey... I did recognize that the Jersey Devil is in that series, too. Where... There we are. Yeah, gold ore. They do drop it. Okay. Secret level, Mega Man was bare bones and feels very AI generated to look at if you have any sort of recollection of what characters should look like. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. I hope that's not the case. Oh, the show had an episode dedicated to Concord or something like that? Yeah, apparently it does, and apparently it's not very good. If Symphony of the Night ever had a remake or remaster or just Ultimate Edition port, they should add some of the Saturn themes, like the VK, Bloody Tears, and beginning remixes to add variety to the Inverted Castle. I agree. They also should just add that graveyard in general, because there's a whole section that they did not add to the PS1 version. And there's also the Maria fight too, because you don't actually in the PS1 or not the PS1 in the Saturn you actually have to fight Maria to get the Holy Glasses before you you rescue Richter. And apparently she's very difficult, so I have no idea, but it makes me interested to play it. I never did get around to playing the Saturn version, so all of that would be new to me. Oh, it did hit me, damn. Come on, drop already. I found out that Bathory... I found Bathory to be kind of a pathetic character in the starting episodes, like they were very hard... Like they, were trying very hard to portray her as menacing and dark, but it just comes off as trying too hard for me. I could see that. Because Urzabet, despite being in despite being like the main bad, you know, the supposed big bad of the series, she really does play like second fiddle, because when they bring back Drolta, like the focus on her has been nonstop, because once she's introduced, you're talking, you know, what, 5 episodes? As soon as, because they start Drolta's backstory in episode 2. And every episode, I think, has started with some sort of backstory for Drolta that just emphasizes, like, she's actually not only older than Erzsébet by centuries, but she's actually the one that made Erzsébet into a vampire. Which really takes away from the threat of Erzsébet, that she's not as strong nor as old as Drolta. Like, why? Like, I don't know what the hell these writers were thinking when they started this shit, but it does not work. It does not work. Erzsébet, if you're gonna make Erzsébet the a villain or the villain, you should just make her the villain. Do not play around with this. But just everything they're doing is just nutty to me. There was a ring I got. Oh, shit, I should probably just be doing that while I'm farming these guys, honestly. Ring of the Hermit doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, okay. Ring of the status increases as you receive damage. Interesting. Gold in your wallet. Full ring. $46. Oh, so a little bit more strength or more defense. I think Crimson Greaves still. And the Garbo hat. Rare items. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So it's full ring. If I'm going to continue to do this, where's that, Oh, the audio cut out and I thought I, like, froze for a second. That's why I panicked. I should also change the glyph. Nope, 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 not the owl. There it is. Oh, okay, let's see here. They had the whole hard shadows with the large eyes thing, but it just came off as lame to me. Yes. Yeah, because they do that for both her and Maria, and it's really goofy. I don't. They're trying too hard to emphasize it, and I think it would be more fitting if the characters were simply committing to the actions that they did, and were, you know, just being violent and evil like they should be. Hey, Despair, how you doing? If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to farm gold ore, because I only need one more for the damn quest. And we're also occasionally talking Castlevania, because, obviously, Netflix has returned. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. Come on already. I've killed so many of these damn things. Bright side, at least I'm gonna get stronger from doing so. Shinoa, first one to kill the cave troll, gets doggy treats and squeaky chew toy. What if Maria Renard should not kill her father, or if Terra was not a vampire? Only another timeline to affect the story. What exactly are you asking here, Queen? Forgive me for not quite understanding. Are you talking about, like, just if, you know, what would have happened, what do I think would have happened if Maria had not killed Emmanuel, or Terra had not turned into a vampire? What's worse, Tin Man grinding, or Portrait of Ruin Peeping Eye grinding? Honestly, so far I think that these are worse. the last time I played Portrait of Ruin, which was actually like the day I got this Dominus collection last year, I had some serious luck. The first Peeping Eye that I killed in the city dropped the it dropped its item. I was able to just find everything way ahead of time. It was really nice. Oh, come on, Silver. I don't know why I didn't get a notification. YouTube be selling. Yeah, YouTube doesn't care for people who actually, you know, have differing opinions. Take that silver and like it. Yeah, basically, like, that's just kind of the problem with this kind of grinding, is like, because it is grinding. It's a fault of the Igarashi design. Like, it's meant to artificially increase the time by which you enjoy, you know, you're playing the game, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like, there are elements that are negative that you just kind of have to deal with in certain things, you know? Like, for as good as Magic the Gathering is, for example, it's like you still have to rely on draw card ability, you know? And when you shuffle your deck, it's entirely RNG. There's nothing you can do about that. And RNG sucks, but you have to deal with it. Hey, Frank. Any luck boost items to equip? Oh, yeah, I have them both. I have everything equipped that I can. It's just nothing I can do about it. I've been here farming for a little bit, and this is what I gotta deal with. Is there a Ring of Arcana in this game? Well, again, the only equipment I have is, I have the Fool Ring, which increases luck. I have the treasure hat, which increases the chance of rare items to drop. And I have the Hierophant ring, which right now is getting me experience because I can. Because it's just what I'm doing. I already have the full ring equipped. Yeah, and Temperance only increases luck by 1 point, so it's not worth it. But it does give me a chance to also catch up on other chats, too, so that's not too bad. Albeleo needs to go to school of ignoring your inventory and relying on save games or losing hours of progress that I went to, yeah. Yeah, as I often push my luck, because I just need to get this one damn gold ore, and then I'm going back to the village and completing, like, 2 of those last quests that I have. That's the thing that frustrates me, is just, like, I just need this one item, and then I'm out of here for now. And then I'll come back in and actually make progress. And I have no problem playing a little bit longer, since it's the first stream of the year, and it's been a little while since I've been back. Damn it, I thought I rolled backwards. Oh, I meant another timeline. If Maria not killed her father and Tara not turned a vampire. Yes, what if? Oh, a what if on if she didn't kill her father or Tara wasn't turned into a vampire. Well, in an optimal world, in a better written world, I suppose, Maria would have a moment where she taps into darkness, but does not commit to it because she realizes the power that is tempting her. And then she would return back to, you know, the good side, as it were, and not only would she resist killing her father, but she would get a power boost from it, and maybe that would unlock, like, the dragon proper, you know, instead of summoning this gigantic dark dragon that she can't control for some reason, which is so funny because it's like they just ripped off they just ripped off Charizard from Pokemon, because once Ash's Charmeleon becomes a fucking Charizard, he's just like, yeah, I don't give a shit what you have to say, dude. Which is so stupid. But yeah, no, that's what they did with the dragon, and it's really dumb, and I hate it. Also, I hate that they basically introduced the devil in that episode. Because the whole time Emmanuel's like, yeah, no, you don't understand, like, I've seen the other side, it's all but laughter and everything else. And then Mizrak later, when he finds out that Emmanuel's dead, he asks him, like, did the devil come up and take him? And Maria's just like, yeah, I don't fucking care. Which, I get that she's still angry, obviously, because it didn't sell anything. But it's like, wait a minute, so you knew, like... Who's the devil? Oh, no, like, the literal devil, Despair. They completely bypassed the idea of chaos and just went straight to shadowy, evil, dark form wraith thing. That just, it, like... So, Maria kills Emmanuel and torches him and the cross melts. And then after that happens, some black mist ooze shit. But it looks like the creep from StarCraft 2. And it comes out of nowhere and it starts covering the inside of the church. And then out of nowhere, this shadowy form pops up and just grabs his, like, it encompasses Emmanuel's body, his remains, and he just clips through the floor and he's never to be seen again. So presumably he's in hell, and presumably the devil, the literal devil, showed up and and dragged Emmanuel down to hell. And it's like, okay, we're just not doing chaos? We're bypassing all of this? So, yeah, no, apparently that's just a thing. Again, I have to watch, like, the rest of the series. If this is supposed to be the literal devil, then I have no idea if this is supposed to be... I don't know what that means for Dracula. Dracula's just not a thing anymore, I guess? Like, because Dracula is the embodiment of chaos. Chaos is the actual devil in the Castlevania series. They just didn't call him the devil or Satan or anything. So they just have this shadowy form that pops up, and it takes over. It takes Emmanuel and goes down to hell. But if this thing exists, then presumably Dracula's dead? Or doesn't in some way have his abilities? Like... So, is Dracula healed? I have a laundry list of questions about this, because the implication changes the dynamic of Castlevania seriously, like severely. Benadryl Hatman? Oh, Shaft, you mean? Oh, that was close. He's living his life happy with Lisa. I mean... This was something that I brought up, and I might bring up in the review at a later time. That, like, the big issue I have with a lot of things that happened at the end of Castlevania, because they were trying to obviously give him, you know, they were obviously trying to give Dracula the happy ending, because, like, you know, oh, they killed Lisa, we have to make him feel better, right? Which is ridiculous. I don't, like, that's not Castlevania, right? By the church does not have the authority to send people to hell. So the fact that happened makes no fucking sense, right? And my brother and I were discussing this about burning at the stake. And my lady, being, being Catholic, I asked her, like, what exactly, like, what is the history of this? And she said she said that she's heard a little bit about the occasional execution by burning at the stake, but the church never did this. Especially not to the extent that it seems in Castlevania. So I don't know where that came from, and I just need to research it more myself, and maybe I'll find the actual history of that. Because the concept that my brother told me was that, people were burned at the stake to cleanse the soul before sending them to heaven. Like, they were being forced into heaven. But you can't do that, right? Like, the church doesn't have the authority to send you to heaven in the same way the church doesn't send you to hell, right? Like, that's just not... Damn it, more silver. So that's just not... That doesn't make any sense, right? It's just something that I have to do more research on. But the implication of it's not important, but the implication of Lisa being sent to hell drastically changes Castlevania in general. Because if Dracula knows that Lisa is in hell, then he would never want to leave her side. because he is always going to be eternally damned. So he knows that he can die and just go back to hell and meet Lisa wherever she is in hell. So if that be the case, then the series, through this action of showing that Lisa's down there and they can be happy together, pacifies Dracula for the rest of the series. He can never be a villain again. Unless some, oh, look, they brought her back and now she gets butchered by the church again or some shit, right? But even then, it wouldn't make any sense because logically he would just want to die and go be with her, right? So it doesn't, Dracula cannot be a villain again. And that's the thing that really drives me nuts. So that's part of the reason why they have to rely on new villains. Lisa wouldn't be in hell in the first place. Yes, that was exactly my point too. Because we don't know if she's supposed to be we don't know if she's supposed to be atheist. We don't know if she resented God or anything of the nature. And there's no way you could convince me that she would have. So none of that makes any damn sense. Everything operates on all of these crazy assumptions, and there's just nothing going there that makes anything... there's nothing that makes logical sense, because obviously Castlevania as a Netflix series is extraordinarily anti-Christian. I mean, they didn't even give the... Damn it, more silver. They didn't even give the, the cross holy power. They just made it into some stupid blade tool that some Indian guy made, a couple centuries prior to the series. Which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. But regardless, Lisa in hell pacifies Dracula, and he can never be a villain again. So they have to do other things with the series, but instead of trying other villains that exist, I don't know, how about Portrait of Ruin? How about Bloodlines? How... They could have done so much. There's so many different examples that could have worked with Castlevania, but they just threw it all out the window, and it's just infuriating. A funny thing about the devil is that in Season 1, Lisa says that the devil does not exist, and the show just went ahead to prove her wrong a few times. Oh, yeah. And especially, again, if this is the point being that it's this is, assuming this is the devil, right? Literally. Then, again, it changes a lot of the dynamic of Castlevania. This isn't Castlevania, first off. We all are in agreement, we know this. Oh, fuck, more silver? How much do I have? 9! I have 9? Come on! Okay, maybe it caps out and I can only get gold from this guy now. Am I sure this enemy drops gold? Yes. Yeah, I already checked. Right about... There he is. Yeah, see? Gold ore. I'm not insane. I know he's there. It does drop it. It's just... And it should have the same rating. It should have the same rarity as silver ore, which is what's driving me nuts. It'll still drop, but I won't be able to pick it up. Why? Why is this the case? course you are insane. You're talking to yourself right now. None of us are here. Ah! I remember some people speculating Lisa going to hell was Ellis shoving in humanist atheist propaganda into the show by saying everyone goes to hell and all we have is each other and no God above. That's a really weird take. Like, there is no God above. See, because, like, the issue with that is, like, if there's no God above, it's like, then how would there possibly be something so evil as, like, you know, darkness and whatnot? It's like, one can't exist without the other. It's like, even in a realm, even in a universe like Warhammer 40k, or even Berserk for that matter, it's like, there are forces of good. Like, there is a counter. It does exist. It might not be emphasized, people might not know how to utilize it, necessarily, but it does exist. That's like the antithesis of what Ellis and all of them would be arguing, if that be the case. I don't know for sure if that's what they were trying to do. Oh, fine, got it! Fucking good. Got it, nailed it. Great. First try. You need to let us go. It was not your fault. Shut the fuck up, Juan. Don't do that. Up, over. Okay, go on, I know where I'm going. Oh, I know where I'm going, and it's not right there. Oh, wait. Now that I don't... Okay, I don't need that anymore. I could equip other shit that actually matters. What was it, the Garbo hat? Garbo hat. Good lord, I can't believe how long that took to get. Justice Ring, Temperance Ring... Empress... Increases hearts acquired, enemies killed increase attack power. I think that's the one that I've liked, is... Oh, wait... Nah, that's okay. Status increases as you receive damage. Well, knowing my luck, I'll need it, because I keep getting wrecked. I almost want to keep Hierophant's Ring on, but I also... Like, when I started this stream, I was... level 36, I'm 42. Like, I killed so many of those Tin Men. Like, I'm glad I did, because, you know, obviously I suck at this game, so I kind of, like, needed it. It's 96 damage, good lord! The Cerberus hits so hard now. I mean, I know it was like 89! Oh, okay. Ah, balls. I have been playing a very dangerous game by not healing. I need to stop. I have a problem. Given the things he did, I'm sure he'd like for there to be no heaven, as he's probably not going to go there after all the stuff he said he's said and done. You know, spicy take, or not spicy, I suppose, but like hot take. But the truth of the matter is, like, as long as you genuinely feel redemptive and you seek God, like, deep down in your heart, you will probably go to heaven. You know, like, obviously you're gonna, you know, Catholic here, you're gonna go to purgatory and you're gonna cook for a while, but you can and will reach heaven. It's just gonna take a while and it's gonna hurt. You know, like even the most evil and heinous people on the planet, if they genuinely did believe, they can and will go. The only way, the main like understanding of like heaven and hell is not accurate the way Hollywood has explained it for a very long time. Hell is defined by hell is defined by as separation from God. It's like no one is actually ever sent to hell on purpose. The only one that was Satan. You know, hell was created for the fallen. That was it. And so that's why they ended up down there, right? And so the only reason you go down there is because you're like, you know, fuck God, and then you leave, right? Like, that's what it is. That's that. Like, you choose to go down there. And so when you go to the pearly gates and you're like, oh, you said no, bye. They pull the lever and you fall like Kronk. Or, I can't remember her name. But that's basically what happens. Like, you do this of your own volition. That's what it was. And if you choose to live separate, that's how you end up down there. But see, that lack... Yzma, thank you. But that's why it's frustrating that the way they portray the church and what happens to Lisa in the series is even dumber. Because she wouldn't end up down there, because the church can't send you down there under some sort of authority, nor would... Like, the only way for her to go down there is if she, like, genuinely refused God. That's it. She can't be sent down there because the church said so. Like, that doesn't work. So, for him to try and, like, force this, like, the church is evil kind of shit into Castlevania is even more infuriating. Right. And unfortunately, Ellis would probably end up down there if he is atheist and doesn't care in the end.
See you later.
Let's see.
Just watch. I can cook up anything for you.
Thick steak. Neat.
Cooking is a welcome. Thanks for your business.
All right, cool. So those guys are done. No, I don't. I want to say hello to Laura, but I don't need to. All right, let's see.
Welcome. Hey, want to buy something?
Okay, let's see. What else does he have? Let's see. Oh, wait, I forget I have those. That's entirely on me. Oh, he sells the steak here. That's great. Okay. Any upgrades? Nope. And oh. I don't know if I want the battle boots. Platinum leggings are definitely a big upgrade in the defense department. That's a lot of defense. And to only... Holy, that's 14 points, but 1 strength. That's actually really... That's worth the trade, I think. How about accessories? None of them. I looked a bit on what I mentioned before about Powerhouse firing people, and it's true, but I don't know how many have been let go. I'm thinking Madhouse. Sorry, I'm thinking Studio Madhouse from Japan. Is Powerhouse the animation team for Castlevania? Is that who you're talking about, Juan? Bro just hit us with the biggest hot take of all: Salvation. It's true. That's the teaching, you know. It's like, that's what it is. You know, it's like, for as hard as it is to accept. I mean, you know, not Castro. Fuck. Who was the guy that ran? I always forget their names because they're never focused on. Who was the guy that ran Italy during World War II? I don't remember his name. I always forget his name. Like, Hitler was not... Like, Hitler was anti-theist. He hated the church. Stalin was atheist. Mao was atheist. When these guys died, they went to hell. They're... Unless they instantaneously were like, oh no, what have I done at the end? Mussolini, thank you, Despair. I always forget the other leaders because I haven't really looked up much of them lately. Mussolini was a Catholic, I believe, and he believed the whole time. So it's like, for as much as I don't like Mussolini, he's probably got redeemed and went up instead of down. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. That's probably what happened. Obviously, I can't say for sure, but scripture would tell you that's what happened. So I don't know. But that's why, you know, that's why it makes everything that happens in Castlevania, hence why I was bringing that up in the first place, so frustrating. Because it's like, why are we here, you know? I remember some of the people trying to explain it was that Lisa chose to go to hell to be with Dracula, or that God allowed her to go to hell to be with Dracula. Yeah, well, that doesn't work because she died first. You know? Bro's anti-theist with Christianity, but apparently likes Islam. Well, considering how Isaac was portrayed and everything in that movie, it makes sense, which is ridiculous because, you know, when you start to research Islam, you start to see how evil that shit's teachings actually are. It's pretty brutal. You know, I always say, just go to the Book of Surah. You'll learn real fast like how vile Islam actually is. Don't need silver. I don't think I need any iron. Hold on to at least one lapis just in case. One zircon. I don't remember if I need that. Coffee, milk, Tasty meat. I have the super potion. Okay. Damn, I really need to like farm more places for gold. I really need to. Oh, I mean Ellis. Yeah, I gotcha. Ellis hates Christianity, but apparently, yes. Oh, Junk, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It would have been more interesting if they had a pure-hearted Christian who was doing their best to return the church to its original tenets. I agree. See, because, like, this was something else that I was getting a little frustrated by, because I wrote an entire, like, section for, Castlevania's, third or fourth season. I think it's a third season. Because I do intend, as I've mentioned before, I do intend on going back and reviewing the first series again, because I never finished it, obviously. I only did the first season. But I have intention of going through and doing all 4 of the seasons. I want to redo season 1 and then work forward from there. I'm not going to touch Nocturne again, because I think what I've complained about in Nocturne was accurate enough. Lisa. Basically everything I complained about here about Lisa has serious, makes a lot of major changes to Castlevania, as I've already discussed, and I already wrote a lot of this out, and even have bullet points for when I get back to actually having time to do that bit of discussion. The multitasking again, I need to stop, sorry. The bishop should have been countered by somebody who did not appreciate what he was doing. The bishop should have been thus killed by the demon with the blue teeth, and there should have been a priest or a bishop or someone that actually tried to tried to change things so that to prove that the church was not evil, right? Something that would have been redemptive in some manner. But they didn't go that route. I wish they had, but they didn't. Now, if they do go that route, or were to go through that route, I think it would have been best fitting, because what I concluded when I wrote that section out is that I think they could have kept Dracula as the main villain by later having imagine if you will, Dracula, Saint Germain opens the fucking portal and he's like, oh hey look, it's Dracula, but Dracula actually is holding the bishop who burned Lisa, right? And he's like, where is she, and he can't find her, and so he gets more pissed off at not only the church, because he believes the bishop acted through the church. He would also then have more fuel for his anger, and thus want to come back to commit his war on Earth against humans. And then, as a point of catharsis for us as the audience, he grabs the bishop by and then just rips him in half, right? Something of that nature I think would have been far better, but again, that requires a modicum of respect for anything. But obviously Ellis does not have that. So, but yeah, that was just a take I'm writing for and will eventually get around to doing. It's just, I have so many other things I have to get around to doing and catching up on. I still have to write the review for Mufasa. I still have to write the review for Wicked. I need to do a better introduction for the... Damn it! I need to write a better introduction for Nosferatu, because that's another review that's got to get out. Like, there's a bunch that I have to go through and catch up on. It's like, what did I just use? Oh, what did I just use? I just used something. I don't know what I used. But yeah, that's, you know, that's just one of those other things that I've written. That, again, I have to get around to doing at some point. Ah, damn it. Oh, there it is. I got it. I got the glyph. Yay. Oh, I already had the glyph. I thought I didn't have the glyph. Oh, whatever. I'm glad I have it. That's what matters. Oh, shit! Oh, wow. I thought I flipped around. I guess I didn't. Oh, balls. Whatever. To an outsider, exactly, Juan. To an outsider like Sypha, come to restore faith in the church would have been an interesting take. Yeah, it would have been definitely better than. It would have been neat if she just used elemental magic instead of just being another witch. Like, I know I disagree with my lady on this one. I do like the detail that she is, like, her helping in the church, or with the church's battle against Dracula in Castlevania 3 makes sense given the desperation of the situation. And I'm fine with that because of the fictional setting, of course. But if they were to go that route and make her like a disc priest from like World of Warcraft or something, like I would have been totally fine with that too. Because Sypha is a very hopeful individual, like in the series. So for them to like take that away is kind of stupid that they did that. I also just don't like that they didn't just make her a witch in general. Like for some reason she's a speaker. Like she has to be a speaker. She couldn't just be a witch for some reason. But it is what it is. Talking about the teachings of Islam, I remember seeing a debate on Korah of Muhammad being a false prophet and whether or not Jesus was better than him. Oh, sure thing, Junk. Yeah, no, I would agree with the sentiment that Muhammad was a false prophet. I mean, he was centuries after Jesus, and supposedly Allah, or their belief or their version of God, only spoke to Muhammad in a dream, and only spoke to him in the one particular language, and not, didn't want him to like spread the word of God in a non-violent manner. Like, there's so much that goes into like the history of Islam. Like, I just got done reading what was it? Surah chapter... Three? No, I'm sorry. The Book of... No, it's... No, okay. Book of Surah, chapter 3, verse 54 and 55, I think? Let me look it up again. Ironically, it's just Quran.com, which is so funny to me. What do I need? No, just give me a search, you useless bastards. Surah... Yeah, just look up Surah. Nope. Was it Surah 55? Or is it 47? Hold on. There is a particular thing that was said in here. No, it's in the Book of Surah. Where Book of Surah? It's in chapter 3. Al Imran? No. Where are you? I need to find this now. Give me a second. Okay, so this is 50 okay, so 53, 54, 55. And the disbeliever, and again, this is roughly translated. This is not exactly one-to-one. And the disbelievers made a plan against Jesus, but Allah also planned, and Allah is the best of planners. The problem with that is that when you actually look at the translation, because it has it here, it has the English underneath in Surah 354. This is the 54th line. At the end, it keeps saying planners and planned. The translation is incorrect, because when it actually translates, it says they schemed. The biggest problem I have here is that I can't remember the actual Arabic for it, but Allah is not a planner, he is a deceiver. He schemed. There's a battle, Bater? I think it's the Battle of Bader. I don't remember where it is. It's somewhere in the Book of Surah. But I was reading through it, and it talks about how Allah deceived the entire army basically to trick them for victory for his believers. They're Al-Makir, I think? M-A-K-R, I think? So, it's something like that. Basically, there's 100 different names for Allah in Islam. And one of them is, quote, the Great Deceiver. It's in the book. It's in the Quran. The English translations again are really rough, and they don't. And you have to try and find the actual breakdown of the Arabic. But it does basically translate to the Great Deceiver. And whenever it says planned or anything of the nature, it's actually it's actually talking about deception and other such evil acts, as it were. So I've been learning an awful lot about Islam, Islam, Judaism, Christianity. I have been reading the occasional passage between Old Testament, New Testament. So the Old Testament, the Torah, the New Testament, the Bible, the Quran, and I've also been touching on the Talmud, which is basically Jewish black magic. Like that's a gross oversimplification because like after Christ and the death and the resurrection, there's a major branch off in not branch off necessarily because it's still the same thing, but basically in Judaism there's this there is the Talmud, which is to simplify it for anybody, it is the equivalent, it is the Jewish equivalent, the Hebrew equivalent of Sharia law. That's it. So the shit that Islam has where it's like, oh no, a woman was the victim of rape, I guess we get to rape and stone her to death. Yeah, that shit is in the book of not the book of Surah. It's in that is in the Sharia law. That's what that is. That is in Sharia law. If a Muslim woman has been found to have been Oh yeah, no. I'm surprised you guys don't actually know about this. So, in Sharia law, Islam has Sharia law. It's like really vile shit. If a Muslim woman is found to have been the victim of rape, according to Sharia law, a Muslim woman, the victim of rape, can then be raped and or stoned to death for letting another man touch her. That is a thing. Yes, that is absolutely real. Balls. I can make it. How dare you be a victim? Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's fucking wild. It is the villainy that actually exists in Islam. And this isn't, and let me be clear, this isn't to say that everybody who is Muslim or Jewish is automatically evil. In the same way that people who are Christian are not evil because the Crusades happened to go off a couple times. You know, there are things that are genuinely vile, and Islam itself has a lot of good things in it. It does. It actually does. There are, you know, like give alms to the poor basically exists in Islam as well. But there is some really dark and vile shit that exists. And the teachings in Islam, as well as in the Torah specifically, because like, so in Islam, I think they're called the Kafir, I believe, Kaffir, or it's one or two F's. I don't remember because I've been going through so much here lately. The Kafir are basically the infidels, and Islam outright like the teachings of Muhammad literally say, like, if you are a kafir, an infidel, like the Quran gives you, because the Quran is believed to be the actual word of God, Allah, right? And if you're an infidel and you refuse to become a Muslim, they have the right, according to the Quran, to not only rape the women but also kill the men. They can kill anybody. It does not matter to them. That's actual teaching from it. Again, and that's just the book of Surah. I'm just talking one of the books in the Quran. It's insane the shit that exists in that. Okay, where I am all turned around. I can't go up. I can't go to the right. I can go down. I'll have to work my way backwards. Right. I am there. Save. go down. Okay, yeah, okay. It's one of these two ways. Oh, shit! Oh, fuck. Is it true that the Jewish Bible is basically the Old Testament? Yes. Well, that's what it is, yes. That's why that's also why the New Testament does not have circumcision anymore either. It's not supposed to. Like, you're not supposed, like, Christians are not supposed to circumcise their children. Ah, balls. Oh, don't know anything about Islam, just heard about it? Oh, I gotcha. Well, that's fine. I've been picking up and researching Islam and whatnot because of the shit that's going on in England. Like, they have some vile beliefs. And again, this isn't to villainize anyone in particular. I don't appreciate the teachings of Islam because of the shit that goes on within it. But that doesn't mean that everybody who believes in Islam is automatically evil or anything of the nature. There are people who take certain teachings way the fuck too far, and it just goes into like just some of the worst possible directions. Like all of the rape gangs that are happening right now in England, it's just atrocious. Like there was now to be fair, like defending the rape gangs is entirely on the English government, but some of the shit that has been happening is just unspeakably evil, and they believe that it's okay because as soon as a girl is old enough to menstruate, well, you know, it's like the shit that they did to some of these girls recently is just like, whew. I don't want violence, but that is some of the that shit would turn me into a crusader in an instant if that shit came here to these shores. There's actually an old friend. I say friend. It was some follower of mine on Twitter actually had like I asked this person about like these teachings and the shit that was going on, and this person said, yeah, no, that's not in Islam. And I was like, are you sure? Because I'm reading it like straight out of the Quran. What's going on? And yeah, the person tried to convince me, like, no, this is not a thing. And I believe the individual was not one of these, like, you know, vile individuals, basically. Oh, my Mick. Oh. Oh, I thought I was going to get poison there. Thank you, invulnerability frames. Thank you, invulnerability frames. Balls. Oh, what did they do? Well, in for a penny, in for a pound, I suppose. Some of these guys were not arrested recently because they, you know, even though they were caught in the act of well, not in the act, they had been raping a girl. The girl was so They put a fucking pump in her ass to expand it so that 2 of them could be in her ass at... Oh, motherfucker, I got stuck on him. They did that to expand it so that 2 of them could get in there. The girl was arrested because she was drunk. That's the kind of that's the kind of absolute evil that is happening in England right now. They don't want to actually solve the problem because they are head over heels for this multicultural shit. Well, guess what? Certain cultures are just fucking inferior. Certain beliefs are inferior. And the shit that says, you know, like Muhammad's teachings, as soon as a woman is old, as soon as a girl is menstruating, she's old enough. They believe that. They act on that. Like, I have seen so many videos of these people defending this shit. It's disgusting. They actually stand by this. They actually believe this. There was a video, this guy went to Iran? No, it wasn't Iran. No, it was in England. Somebody found one of the leaders of a mosque down there, and or out there, I should say. And the guys defended, like, yeah, no, like, why is this a problem to you? And it's like, well, she's still a child. Oh, speaking of Eye of Decay. And the guy who's standing behind, so the not the sheik. I don't think it's a sheik. I don't remember what their I don't remember what the name, the title of their leaders, their religious leaders are right now. And there's a guy who's standing behind him because the leader is sitting on the ground, right, in this mosque or whatever. And there's a younger guy who's standing up behind him, and he said, you know, he asks the reporter, like, why is this such a concern to you? Like, she's old enough. And the reporter, the journalist, you know, says, well, no, it's like she's too young. She's a child still, you know. And the guy says, well, that doesn't matter to us because, you know, that's like our teachings is like once she's old enough to menstruate, she's, you know, you can make her a wife. You know, it's like like I have seen some shit that maybe it's just me, but like I have seen some shit that has blackened my soul from what I have seen. Like, I just got done watching a video about a fucking child bride. Like, it was an arranged marriage. And this guy has got to be about my age, maybe. And this girl I think the girl in the video was said to be something like 11. She was like 11 or 13, something like that. But that's the kind of shit that's happening in England right now. But, you know, if you're a white guy and you say, hey, maybe we shouldn't allow this shit to happen in our country, they'll find you and arrest you. You know, because that's fair. That makes sense. That's reasonable. Islam gets their own Protestant Reformation. Actually, you know, it's really funny that you say that because they already did. There's a... So, under the Third Caliphate... So, under the... the Caliphate is basically the equivalent of the Christian papacy. Right there, that's the ruling like religious class, right? And in son of a bitch, I think I have a glyph for this actually. It was under the third caliph. The caliph, so caliph is the leader of Islam at the time. So when they say caliphate, that's the hierarchy. That's like the higher Those are the religious leaders. The caliph is like the head honcho. He's basically the Pope equivalent. The third caliph of Islam, this was 700s? I want to say it was like 8th century. The third caliph ordered a man named Zayd ibn Tat. Okay, I probably butchered the pronunciation about that, but Zayd, Z-A-Y-D, Ibn, I-B-N, Tat, T-A-H-T. Okay, Zayd ibn Tat. It was a single guy. This one dude was ordered by the third caliph of Islam to to look at every version of the Quran, decide which one he deemed best, and then destroy the rest. The Quran we have today is not necessarily the original Quran. It is not necessarily the original Quran. The Quran originally was... Islam was originally spread around the world in the same manner as Christianity and Judaism, right? The Quran was in different languages. Ethiopian, Egyptian, well, not so much Egyptian, but, things like Greek, etc. Indian. And eventually, the third caliph ordered Zayd ibn Tat to look at the different versions of the Quran and decide on his own which one was correct or most true to the teachings of Muhammad, and then the rest of them were all destroyed. All of them. There are no other versions of the Quran. Any other, like, quote-unquote version of the Quran is any other version of the Quran is basically just a translation of the one from, like, the 8th century onward. That's it, right? Like, that's it. So we don't even necessarily know again, I say necessarily because it could be. I don't know for sure. But that's basically what happened. Oh, I got you, Despair. Well, that's why I'm not going to go any further on that kind of shit, what's going on in England, right? Like, anything else I'll basically go over and discuss. I presume and remember what... Yeah. Do we have the other books? No. Like I said, as far as I know, there was the collection, the gathering of all of the Qurans from the different languages and possibly different teachings. Eventually, the rest were all destroyed, and one was chosen by Zayd ibn Tat, and they moved forward with that. That's what they have. That's what it is. Which is really frustrating because we don't actually know for sure, with everything as it is, we don't actually know. It's just frustrating. I wish I knew more, but I don't. I need to spend more time. What was that? Boots? I need to spend more time researching it. That's what I have to do. Holy moly. Full leg protection blessed by a war maiden. I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's a lot of defense to lose for only a couple points. It's still 12 points of defense. I don't know. I think I'll go with the plat legs. I'm so glad that spell actually regenerates me. So back to less depressing things. So Castlevania sucks. Has anybody heard any news on the DMC series that's supposed to come out? I haven't heard anything about it. Thoughts on TikTokers embracing China? Well, I think they're foolish, first off. Putting your bets in favor of China. Flirting with shadows. Well, first off, I think they absolutely needed to shut down, I think they absolutely needed to shut down TikTok. What the hell does that thing do? Oh, shit. That's an ability. Oh, I guess not. They had to shut down... I agree with the sentiment of shutting down TikTok. Because TikTok is a vile and censorious platform, to say the least. On top of that, I know a lot of people might not agree. Oh, no, fuck that. I think they needed to shut it down because there's far too much shit going on where they're oh, Shinoa move, baby. Oh, thank you. I think it needed to be shut down because of all the nonsense that's going on. There's far too many people that are indulging in TikTok that it really is just helping. It really is just helping China, unfortunately, because there we go. You have far too many people communicating. Oh, this is a neat little area. You have far too many people communicating, like, ridiculous ideas, like transgenderism and other things of that nature. Ideas and views that have been far too negative and disastrous for America in general have been propagated through TikTok, and TikTok needs to be shut down for this reason alone. Because if you actually go over to Chinese TikTok, you actually find that all this transgenderism shit and socialism and even anything on the right side of things, like gun culture and whatnot, it is not supported. It is in no way, like, propagated. When you go over to the Chinese TikToks, it is nonstop, consistent. It is nonstop, consistent. Like, this is how to solve these kinds of math problems. So this is how you grow plants. And obviously, these things exist here in the West's TikTok as well. But it's not as propagated. It's not as consistent. And so it's frustrating that this kind of shit exists. And if you speak out against, like, let's say you speak out against, like, the Chinese government, for example, oh, they just vilify you. They'll shut you down. They will cancel your shit. Like, they do everything they can to stop you. because they don't want anybody to question them. So you have... So, like... I'm a big boy. I can do it. I am not a big boy. Fuck this. Whew, that was a little close. Huh, nailed it. All right. I'm not scared, you're scared. Yeah, so, let's see. But I don't know DMC, so I don't know the lady's name, but she got some Saiyan-looking armor and a less feminine face. Trish, right? Trish? I think it's Trish. Like, that's unfortunate if that's what they did to her. Also, I have to ask: is Trish black now? Because that's not who. Alright, can't say I particularly am impressed by Vol Ignis, but I might just need to test it more at a later time. But yeah, no, but yeah, so I think that in the same manner as... like Trump's tariffs are going to be like we're going to have higher prices to pay for give or take about a year. I personally don't really have an issue with this because I think that it's a necessary thing that we have to take in order to make the economy stronger, because we need to have some sort of... Oh, cool, got it. We need to have some sort of money coming in from the shit that we're importing. And I know retards like Harry Styles, or... Is it Styles? No, not Styles. Sisson. That's it, Harry Sisson. I know people like Harry Sisson will try and say, oh, well, actually, the tariffs are going to destroy the economy. It's like, no, they're not going to destroy the economy. The economy is going to go up in cost because the cost of the goods coming in will increase. Oh my goodness, am I good? In no way, shape, or form was that my ego. The tariffs will make things more costly for a little while, but this is something obviously people wanted. The issue with what everybody is not telling people about tariffs is that we already have to pay an exuberant amount for tariffs on our shit. This goes hand in hand with the nonsense about like NAFTA, for example, how we our companies like were able to go overseas and put put their factories in other countries like China, France, etc. And oop, are you dead? Okay, he's dead. A lot of this is because so, oh good lord, China already charges us like a 200% tariff on everything that goes into them. right? So every time they import something from America, it's like 200%. Like we have to pay them an additional 200% in order to send things to them. That's fucking insane. But the way you get around that 200% tariff is you build the factories in China, because it's only on import, it's not on export. So when so like for example with Justin Trudeau leaving, he's stepping down or stepped down as Prime Minister of Canada. He did so over a 25% tariff threat. We haven't even applied the tariff yet. And we did so because we need to try and make money somehow, right? We can't keep paying everybody everything all the damn time, you know? Oh boy, I fucked up. You know, so for him to leave, I mean, he also left because he knows how bad the economy already is, and a 200% tariff would ruin his shit. So I get why I get why Trudeau like bailed as quickly as he did. He was like, "Fuck this." But isn't the tariffs uplifting American-made product to begin with, thus reducing the need to be dependent on foreign goods? Well, yes, exactly. The increased cost of goods for give or take about a year is because we still have to import shit until the factories are all made out here now. Because again, the way all of these companies, because like companies like Nike, for example, like they're out in China, and they're using child labor to make these shoes, right? Like that's why that joke is, you know, is so funny about you know, having a kid have a kid make your shoes. If because NAFTA allowed for companies to build factories in other nations. The tariffs are a guarantee, a redundancy to allow for that shit to happen. When the tariff is to avoid the tariff, you build the factory in another nation. That way, it exports from that country of origin, thus avoiding the tariff that country has. So if Nike has their factories in China, they avoid paying the tariff. We avoid having to pay the tariff to import our goods because Nike is an American company. And to avoid that, they would build the factories here. So the factories would come back to America. And as China is a paper tiger when it comes to the economy, because they actually are. I don't know if anybody's ever like done the research or anything. China is god awful. Like it is a disgusting cesspool of hell. They have I just got done watching on Tim Pool's podcast. What was it? Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. And there is so much smog in China that in order for them to see the sunset, the Chinese government has erected these gigantic television screens, these giant monitors that have a camera recording the sunset. The smog is so thick, the people walking on the ground have to look at these giant monitors to see the sunset because they can't see through the smog. It's that fucking bad out there. China will build gigantic cities and then knock them down the next day because nobody can buy them. China, like the way the Chinese government has to keep their shit going is they have to constantly make people work and do things to make money for the Chinese government. As soon as the Chinese government makes the money, it produces something new for their people to do. Because, you know, thank goodness for communism, the people then have something to do. But if people can't do anything, they can't buy the land, they can't buy any of these things, then the Chinese government orders people to break the cities and destroy them. And then they have to pay somebody to clean it up, and then they have to pay somebody to rebuild, and it's just a non-stop thing. Basically, the way China like keeps their shit going is every time they make like $2, they spend $1.99 to keep everything at bay. And it's cumulative. So if they make $2 and it's $1.99 to save their asses, and then they make $2 more, well, now it's like $3.99, right? They basically cannot keep up with their own shit. And that's a lot of the problems that go on with China. They are the number one producer of pollution in the world. They are the number one producer of plastic waste in the world. They are the number one producer of plastic emissions in the world, and gas, everything else. China does not care, because China, I say China, the Chinese government, the CCP, the Communist China, the Chinese Communist Party, the ruling class, needs to stay at the top. Otherwise, everything crumbles. The reason why the left here hates the idea of the tariffs is because all of these people, like Pelosi and all these other guys and gals, they have money in these foreign companies. Like
There you are. Later.
Pelosi has investments in Nvidia. So like the graphics card company, she has investments in them. Taiwan produces the graphics chips and other integral components for computers. If they were to be taken over by China, then the money would go through China and the tariffs would then be applied. And so for us to buy the computer components, imagine a 200% tariff on computer components. Like, Nvidia, I think it's Nvidia, has the 5090. The new graphics card series is coming out, the 5090, and it looks insanely good. Imagine those new cards, which are going to be, anywhere from a few hundred to a few thousand, depending on what the market comes down to for scalping. Imagine them being even more expensive than that because of the tariffs, because we would have to import from Taiwan. If, again, this is a hypothetical, if China took over Taiwan, 200% tariff on all computer goods, and with the new 5090s coming out, you'd never be able to buy them. Never. Not unless you flip Lamborghinis for breakfast. like that basically wouldn't happen. But that's basic, that's how it would go, unfortunately. And it's just brutal. Like, this is the kind of shit that we're all in right now.
Welcome. Hey, want to buy something?
Oh. 96 armor. That's 29 armor points is really hard not to want. Three, 6. That's 15 mind. I don't know, like, switching that for the wedding dress is kind of gnarly. Free Hong Kong? Absolutely, free Hong Kong. Hong Kong was separate. They should not have been forced to capitulate or return to China or anything of the nature. I really wish I knew what item I sold. I hate that I don't have it now. I think I needed the Onyx. Emerald. Sapphire. I haven't used any that's... Oh, maybe that's what I used, was the heart repair. I thought I had one. Meat. I really should, like, spend a lot of time farming offline and just to get the money and stock up on items. Free Taiwan? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Come back again.
Sounds like desperation. Oh, VIP card. Regular gives you discounts and stuff. Neat. Please don't. Oh, cool. Cool. So what are the costs now?
Hey, want to buy something?
Oh, it was like a 20% knockoff on the cost. Hot shit. I haven't read much, but I've seen how little regard for human life the government has there. Oh yeah, they don't give a shit. If you've ever read George Orwell, 1984, that's China. That is China. It's despicable how those people live. It's unfortunate. Like everybody who basically operates in the CCP should be thrown in prison. That entire government should be toppled and returned, and the power of the people should be returned. It's insane how bad things are in China. Isn't Pelosi like shady as hell? Oh yeah, no. Pelosi has been in government so long that I think what was it? What information just came out? Oh, the fact that just came out, which was really interesting. Pelosi's first presidential inauguration, the first one that she was present for, was not JFK. It was JFK. She has been in government that long. And what's even crazier is Biden has been in government longer than her, because he entered government when my dad was in high school, which is nuts. I do want to check where that one enemy is. No. I don't think they would have the meat. No, probably not. I need something like a merman. Where's that big one? There it is. Lorelei. I don't remember where that is. Is there any other I want to look at? It's insane how Hong Kong was all over the news and then it just vanished. Goes to show how fickle social media really is. Most people were only on it because it was the big thing at the time. That's an unfortunate side effect of social media in general. Like the news as a whole, the cycle constantly shifts. Whatever the next big thing is, it finds and it feeds upon that, and it drains it until it's over, right? Like there's nothing else. A lot of the Hong Kong shit also got quashed because of TikTok, because you weren't allowed to question anything. You weren't allowed to question TikTok. You weren't allowed to question. You weren't allowed to question. It wasn't just Hong Kong. Oh, Taiwan. You weren't allowed to question any of these things because, the CCP is psychotic. They don't care. You're not allowed to question anything, and if you do, well, you usually disappear. Like that's what happens in China, unfortunately. But yeah, like that's part of the reason I say it's like TikTok should be removed. Is Hong Kong the capital of China? I don't believe so. Let me look, because I don't remember. Beijing, that's what I thought. Beijing. I knew it wasn't Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is its own separate nation because it was allowed to secede. And there is, oh, there she is. There is documentation showing that this is the case, right? I don't remember what it was called. I'd have to. Oh, there's 3 of them. I'd have to look it all up again because it's been so long. But there is an actual decree and reason for why it is that Hong Kong was allowed to separate. I don't remember, but it is supposed to be its own separate thing. But of course, China doesn't give a shit. For real? Yeah, no. Let me look it up. Let me see if I might be able to find it real fast. Hong Kong independence. Due to the one country, two systems principle established by China in 1997, under this framework, Hong Kong maintains its own legal, economic, and political systems while remaining under Chinese sovereignty. This arrangement was agreed upon in the Sino-British Joint Declaration, which set the stage for Hong Kong's return to Chinese control after a century and a half of British colonial rule. Has its own immigration policies. There's an actual paper for it. Maybe that was it. Is the notion of Hong Kong as a sovereign state? Yeah, okay, no, that was it. It was ratified under the Sino-British Joint Declaration because Hong Kong was under British rule. So yes, that's, like, there is actual legal precedent and documentation for why China is Hong Kong is separate from China. It has its own separate legal system. It has its own separate economy. Like, it even has its own immigration system. Like, it is a separate nation, but it is on the mainland in China. It's at the it's a port city, which is also part of the reason why China was like, no, we're gonna take you back the fuck over, because they want the port. Sino? No, S-I... Sino. To be fair, I feel like Biden was there when they were having the Constitutional Convention. Probably. He's probably just a vampire that's existed for so long. Oh, yeah, it would be funny if that were, but no, it's not. Do I have anything else that could increase luck? Nope. Okay, this is what I got. Oh, they have salt. I figured it was salt. Someone get the Belmonts to look into Biden, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Just like, there's a Belmont in like 2024, and the only reason like Trump is stepping down. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? It's like, wouldn't that be funny? It's like somebody should just AI over the original PS1 dialogue from Richter with Trump's voice. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. And I know real mankind's. Like, that would be so fucking funny. I'm the lord of this castle. And believe me, I know good castles. Like, he shows up in the Colosseum to taunt Alucard, and he's just sitting on a golden throne. Like, it's just a porcelain toilet. God, that would be so funny. Let me tell you, folks, there is no iller a savior such as Biden. That'd be so fucking funny. And recolor the artwork so it's like all orange and it's just him in the artwork from Symphony of the Night. Oh man, that I would love so much to see that become a thing. G has a Piplup? He has a Piplup? What? Oh. What is a man? No, you tell me. I forget. God, that would be so funny. I would love to. I would love to see that. And then he goes up to the throne room. He's like, "All right, monster, you need to die, because I've seen what you vampires do, and it's not very good. It's not very good. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the humans." I love that song became a thing too. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Would that make Hunter Alucard? Oh, in this alternate universe, probably not. No, they should just make Alucard J.D. Vance. Have Nancy Pelosi voice death. It's like Alucard comes in and the first words out of Death's mouth are, "Good morning. Sunday morning." Oh man, that would be so fucking funny. I'd love to see them make, like, oh, that should just be the title, Castlevania Symphony of the Maga. Nah, Robert Kennedy Bielka. I don't know if I could do the voice, though. how would you imitate that? You'd have to like okay. You'd have to like hold the voice like this. Wait a minute. Wait, what's a line? What is I just need like one good quote. Cuz you have to like you well, actually, yeah. Okay. So you would have to like squeeze you'd have to squeeze like the larynx, the larynx, or yeah, like so the esophagus here, like right right around the like just under the Adam's apple. So okay. This castle. I'm just laughing about the line. This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations. It's too rough. It's too rough. Like his I could picture him saying the lines though. Father. Okay. I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father. I can't. Can you imagine? He just has laryngitis and Alucard just can't speak unless it's through a valve in his throat. Oh no. What have I done? I'm gonna play through that and just like picture RFK, imagine RFK voicing Alucard now. Oh man, that is rough on my throat too. That would be hilarious. Should Hunter be Shaft instead? Yeah. Melania Renard. Oh, that'd be great. I don't know her voice. I don't think I've ever actually heard her speak. Now that I think about it, it would be really funny though, because she would absolutely well actually if he's gonna be Richter, then that wouldn't work, but it would be funny nonetheless. As she like goes after she go who'd she go after? Because she goes after Richter, and Richter is in or Alucard, and in this one is RFK Jr. That'd be so damn funny. Like all of that is funny to me. I'd love to see that be the case. Who do I have to turn the meat into? Oh, him.
Yo, there you are.
Instant meg. Oh, I just unlocked the oops. Sorry. Have to give it to take it into danger and get badly injured, so do it. You can punch me, so
Thanks a bunch.
thanks, jackass. How much do they cost now? If it's like 25, if it's like 20 or 25% off. It's 24,000. Good lord. It must have been like 28 or 32. But that's okay. I mean, I would just have to sit down and farm out the shit, which is fine. I could probably just do that another time, since I'm glad I have it. I'm very glad I have that, because I didn't know you could unlock the super potions. Bernie Sanders is the librarian. Oh, and Hillary is the fleaman. Yeah, that'd be funny. Hold on, I can do the voice from Freedom Tunes. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Master... Damn, that's a weird move on his part. I like you, so I'll make sure this life-saving potion is beyond your budget. Huh, now he sounds like the healthcare system. Well, yeah, basically. I just thought maybe Hillary should be Count Dracula. Because this line actually works totally fine. Hold on. Because it's... I can do it. Oh, but, young master, I could never betray the good Count. Bernie Sanders would make a perfect master librarian. She would have to be the Count, though. She would have to be. I can't find his quotes right now. They're not on the wiki. I don't know why they're not on the wiki. But yeah, no, that would absolutely be hilarious. So doesn't that mean Biden has to be the succubus? That is a fucking horrifying idea. I hate you so much, Despair. Because he's just flying around topless in a corset. I hate you so much. But it would absolutely be hilarious. He just comes out like you know, it's like Lisa's like up there on the cross about to die, and she's like, That wasn't me who said that. Oh, shut up. You implied it. I don't want to hear it. You know damn well what the succubus looks like. What other quests do I have to do? Oh, I have to do Laura. Wink. Oh, Alexandrite.
May the light go with you.
Damn it. I thought it was the onyx she needed. Oh, you're getting out of here, Junk? All right, well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a good time. This is actually a good spot for me to stop here. Thank you all for coming out, everybody. This has been very fun, and I'm glad to see everybody back. With everything that I have to catch up on. I have to catch up on Mufasa, Kraven, Gladiator 2. Like, there's a whole lot that has to come out that I have to catch up on. So I will be dropping smaller reviews, sort of like I did for Sonic, but I will be trying to hit more points for certain things depending on what comes up. I will obviously finish Castlevania either tonight or tomorrow, and stay tuned for that review, because I guarantee it's probably going to be a lot bigger than the last Nocturne review. So, yeah, I'm officially back. Thank you all for coming, guys. I hope you had fun. Stay tuned. Have a good weekend. Have a good night.